Hey, Sean here from SpeedCubeReview.com. I've got some fun unboxings from GAN. I got the GAN Mini M Pro. Now, I've had the GAN Mini, but this is the UV edition, and it's got all the tension stuff that came out after the trial one. What's that? The beta version from like a year ago. But I also have the Mini UI. And so, first thing, these are the boxes. The UI doesn't close all the way. Might be an aesthetic thing, or just happen to be like that. A couple things what you get in it besides the puzzle. I've already gotten into these a little bit because I couldn't help myself. Oh, I didn't put the stuff back in there. But you get the normal plastic case. Where is that? Here it is. And it has a little insert so it doesn't move around. So instead of getting a smaller case, they have the regular case with an insert. That's going to be the same for the GAN UI. Besides the bag and tension tools and that to replace the corner magnets, because it does have adjustable corner magnets, you get the same charging dock with an insert. So if you have, there's like a battery pack you can buy, that's going to be the same, that you can just use that insert on that so it fits. Now with the UI, you don't get a case like this, but you do get a bag, and I am perfectly fine with that. Actually, might want to get the battery pack case. A couple things about this before we start comparing the two. Now, obviously, the regular one does not have a battery. The UI does. They look identical except for those holes at the bottom. And this one will light up at some point. It's already connected to my iPad. And then battery life. Where is it? I think this one goes into the battery life. So the GAN UI, this is the same technology that's in the 12 UI, where we have about 15 hours of battery on a charge. Now, this one, I have to check every time. This one has like 0 connection issues. I've not had anything, not to say that there can't be way in the future, but at least for right now, I don't see it. Now, as far as size, they're both 53 millimeters, but let's check out the weight. Okay, the regular one is only 57 grams. That is insanely light. The UI is 63. If I had these next to each other, I can't tell a difference in my hand. There's a very slight difference. Even 63 grams is lighter than most other puzzles. I really like mini puzzles. I actually feel like I perform often better on them because I can look around the puzzle much more easily, and I don't feel like it's actually any more difficult. If anything, it's easier to turn because you don't need to move as much. I have done a ton of solves on this already because I had this for a few days before I got this one. But for this one, I'm going to turn this camera just a little bit. And now, you've seen this app. This also, just so you know, there is the gyroscope or whatever it's called to tell what direction the puzzle is, so you can see all of your rotations. Oh, also, this does not have those notches in it, so it can't really be used with the robot. And that's because also the robot is set for a 56 millimeter puzzle. The arms don't adjust to any size puzzle. That might be something in the future where there could be like maybe spring loaded or maybe just slightly larger arms. They'd have to be like 1.5 millimeters larger. It might even just be an easy adjustment. You just actually, the center would have to be smaller grips too. But anyways, this can't be used with the robot. Let's do qualifying. Whoops. Almost forgot to do the last turn. So if you haven't used this before, this is what I like using it most. You just play against people from around the world. And you can start once you're done scrambling. You've got like 15 seconds to start. So I could start before someone else, and then they get some time to finish. I don't know exactly how that timing works. If someone does know the exact information on that, let me know in the comment section. Now I'm curious if I can put that cap on here. So if I can, that actually might be a kind of bad for the WCA. People should more easily be able to figure out if they're using a AI puzzle. Trying to be fancy, and it just slowed me down. One tip is don't try to be fancy. Sometimes when you cube and you try to be fancy, you end up making more or extra mistakes. Let me see if I can swap out these centerpieces. Can I? Yes, I can. Well, that's not great for WCA. I guess look for those holes. The reason is someone could technically cheat with this and use an AI puzzle, and then while they're in their waiting area, look at the scramble beforehand. So that's a little bit worrisome. Anyways, in the regular one, you've got 4 different settings as far as how deep the centerpiece goes. And then that clear one is the elasticity. Here we have that same clear one and 3 different settings for the depth of it. So it's a little bit different. I don't know if that's just so it can fit more things in or just can't go as deep. But this one's definitely just a little bit tighter out of the box than this one. And because I don't think I adjusted any of those settings. So for time trials, there's 20, you do 20 solves a week, you can do more. And, but you have to do at least 20. And then I believe it just takes your best 20 and ranks it. So there was one week I went really all out, and at that time I was getting maybe a sub 10 solve every 100 solves or so, and I got all 20 of those sub 10. So that was like a great week for me. Let's do some. I have a need to do that. Average smoothness 81, 53 moves, TPS 52. So these numbers are fairly accurate. They seem like they've gotten better at figuring out if you're doing, let's say, a U2 versus a U, and then another U. Apparently I can't talk and scramble. Okay. Ranking time 13.635. I think that's the average. Weekly best 8.624. Let's go to ranking. So a lot of people I don't know, can't read. Sherry Max, don't know who that is. Cuber KK, don't know who that is. Wow, fascinating. Okay, did a few more. Averages 12.24, smoothness 79, TPS 4.9, average move 60. I'm happy with that. But yeah, it really not promotes you. It if you do more solves, you get a higher ranking. So it really pushes you to keep doing more. Interesting. Okay, so a couple thoughts about this. We're at a point where the speed cubes perform like top tier puzzles. There's no difference between performance. Weight is almost identical. The cube's almost identical, to the point where if I was given this, the caps were switched and I didn't see the light turn on, I might assume that this is a regular one without looking inside and seeing those holes that are right there. So, with this said, I will probably continue to use these two because I really like the Mini. And if there's a competition, I might use this one, and then I can use this to train, and that way I can see my times, check my where I might need to work on, and then use this for the competition and feel like I'm using the exact same puzzle. So these are out now. I'll have a link in the description to where you can get it. GAN sent me these directly, and GAN has their own cube store now where they'll sell things first. Later on, they send them out to places like Speedcube Shop. So if this is a few months later, you might be able to get them at Speedcube Shop now. I know for a fact you can get the Mini, but the UI is the newer one. So thank you very much, GAN. I'm going to keep playing this. I'm going to play online. If you compete online as well, if you see me, let me know. Send me a message. Maybe we'll take a snapshot and put it on Instagram or something like that. So thank you very much for watching. Hit like, subscribe for more content like this in the future, and keep following Speedcube Review for more news and reviews.